You write in your book, you're 14, you're 14, you're 14. You write in your book, you're 14. Elvis would take me into his bedroom, and then we would kiss long, deep, passionate kisses, and his caresses would leave me weak with desire.
Yeah?
When you had trouble getting up for classes, Elvis gave you Dexedrine. Mm-hmm. First time you'd seen pills.
I didn't know what was going on as far as, pills or what they were, sleeping pills. I mean, he gave them to me to be helpful.
What do you think attracted a 24-year-old star to a 14-year-old inexperienced? Or am I telling you just as I say that? Is that what attracted him to you?
The inexperience, yes. I think Elvis had been around Hollywood already. He had already seen Hollywood, quote-unquote, starlets. So I think in his own mind, he thought, well, I'll just be with someone and teach her as it comes.
Elvis was 24, right?
Mm-hmm.
How did your parents allow a 14-year-old teenager baby to be with this then superstar of...
It was not easy on my parents. First of all, it was just an innocent meeting. And of course, I was excited and I was reluctant because I didn't think they'd ever let me go. But it was just a one-time opportunity. That's all they thought it would be. I never expected him to ask me back. They never expected him to ask me back.
But Elvis did ask you back, and you saw him again and again. And you would get home very late at night and be exhausted the next day when you had to go to school. Mm-hmm. And your parents let you go again and again.
It was a very protective relationship from the very beginning.
School. Came home in the afternoon. You said sometimes you'd crawl into bed with Elvis at 3 or 4 in the afternoon, and he was just getting up and didn't even know you were gone.
Mm-hmm. I worked that out.
And then you stayed up most of the night?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And took pills to go to sleep?
I had to, because we got home so early in the morning. He would sleep until 3 or 4 in the afternoon, and then he'd get his sleep. So I'd be lucky if I got another half hour in. And I had to make it work. I had to do it. I mean, with a fear of a young girl fearing that if I didn't do it, maybe someone would take my place. Fearing that if I didn't do it, maybe someone would take my place. I would always have that fear, well, if I don't do this, someone's going to do it, and I wanted to be the one.
At one point, you said, in the early stages of your living there, that he gave you 2 pills. Placidil, was it called?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And you almost died. And he didn't call a doctor. And you almost died. And he didn't call a doctor.
Well, he forgot, I think, the fact that I had never taken pills and he had given me 2 because he was used to taking 2. It didn't, it didn't bother him. And he gave them to me. And I was knocked out for about 2 days.
Once, Elvis took you to a morgue.
Yes, he did.
Why? Why that fascination with
I don't
dead
know.
bodies?
I don't know what the fascination was. This is not the first time that he had done this. And I don't think a lot of older women would have put up with a lot of the things that went on. I mean, you know, because when you're young, you kind of, I listened to him and did what he said. What woman around his age, let's say 24 or 25, would want to go out with a lot of guys when they went out?
He was almost always with an entourage.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
When you were 15, he says, come live with me in Memphis. And your parents said, okay.